New York City football community, get your popcorn, because we're about to get into it. Off the Grid is going to be something like you've never seen before.
Yeah, Off the Grid, stand up. SBC, Black Elvis, Roddy, OG, it's wavy. Look, started from the bottom, so we off the grid. Tryna make it to the top, we soon live off the grid. Had dreams of making teams, I was just a kid. But we off the grid, yeah, we off the grid. On the come up, so we off the grid. Had dreams of the league, we was all just kids. And the bulls from the underground, they often miss the podcast, bringing light so they don't call it quits. Now pass the rock, I'm open on the 10. They call me wavy in the red zone for the win. Then do your dance on them, raise the roof, we got the fans roaring. Catch a pick and then do it again. Chicago ain't my home, but I can't bear to see us lose. Playing rough like Emmitt Smith, I'm bringing 22s. I move smooth through the traffic like convertibles. Try to play me man to man and I'ma have to prove you. Look good, feel good, play good. Only talking prime time, I need to pay good. Was more than just a game, we wasn't from the same hoods. The ball kept us off the block, had to try to remain good. Started from the bottom, so you know we off the grid. Trying to make it to the top, so we live off the grid. Had dreams of making teams, I was just a kid. Oh, we off the grid? Yeah, we off the grid.
What's up, what's up? Welcome to Off the Grid. I'm your host, the Commish, along with my boy D-Dub and Roddy, who's not available today. He's up at school handling his business. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody who's been supporting us and watching us after all of this time. We're still trying to bring y'all that content. We have setbacks just like everybody else, but we here, Off the Grid. What it look like?
So, a couple weeks ago, we got a chance to sit down with a dynamic athlete from New York area. A guy who went to Stepinac High School for 4 years, former Harlem Jet, and is currently continuing his studies in athletic play at West Point.
West Point. Shout out to Jayden Jenkins.
That's right. So Jayden really kind of just peels back what his process was like, and looking forward to hearing it.
Yes. So, well, we're not going to waste time today. We're going to get y'all straight to the interview. Here's Jayden Jenkins. Congratulations, bro.
So we have the pleasure bringing to you today, dynamic young man, stepping that class of 2021, committed to West Point. None other than the man himself, Jayden Jenkins.
How you doing? Chilling. How you feeling today? Good, too.
So Jay, what's going on, man?
I'm good. I'm just preparing to leave on Monday, July 12th. Yeah.
Nah, I was gonna ask that because I ask everybody when they leave. I don't even know. Nah, July 12th is crazy though.
It's right there because we got to do the boot camp, and then we got football camp after. Boot camp is like 3 weeks, and then we jump straight into football camp.
Are you jacking it? Boot camp?
Yeah, I'm jacking it. I knew what I signed up for.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that later, like because I don't know all of the extra things that come with going to Army and all that. But I'll ask that later. I know you got something.
So I'm glad that we kind of just fell right into that component of it. Clearly we'll talk about the process of getting to where we are now, but talk to me about the recruitment process and what it feels like to not be just committing to go to college, but you're committing to be an officer, no?
The way my recruitment went was kind of slow because of COVID, so it slowed the process down. We wasn't able to visit schools, go to football camps. Can't really reach out to the coaches because we had the dead period. That's what made it kind of hard. So I had to rely on my junior film actually. Then that's how I got noticed because I was on my junior film. So
you just sent that out, hoping that somebody hit you back. So was it just them, or did you have other offers?
I had other offers.
From where?
I had Wilmington Mary, Sacred Heart, Navy.
But was all of them
in Columbia?
All of them for Columbia. Yeah. All of them was to go for free, or some of them was with you?
Nah, all of them was to go for free. I chose my own schools. None of my parents helped me. It was just all for me. So I broke it down, and I chose Army West Point because I'm serving for my country, and there's a lot of benefit after I graduate, and they have great job placement. So it's not like regular college, where you gotta pay your college tuition.
It's more like after that, it's not figured out for you automatically, but they kind of put you in a better position during college and after in your eyes.
Yeah, the only thing is you're not paying for college. You just gotta pay them back by doing your 5 years.
Yeah, and then duels.
And then you live your life after.
Well, that's definitely a heavy decision to make. You know, to hear a young man like yourself say it so freely, you know, with no pressure at all, it's a testament. You know, I remember 7, 8-year-old Jayden, who, you know, football camp was a little challenging for. We're not gonna go there though.
Nah.
But let's talk a little bit about your process, man. What made you fall in love with the game of football? And just talk about, you know, the early years and what that experience was like for you.
See, you have to go to the younger age because that's where Jayden was built. I first started playing football at 6 years old. This was my first coach actually, first teammate too.
We played on the first year. Played on the same team.
Yeah,
my first bio year.
Yeah.
I had the purple helmet, purple face mask. That was my first year. At first, my dad wanted to put me in flag football. He asked me. I said, "No, I don't want to do flag football." I didn't even know what equipment football was until I first
wasn't jacking flag football.
Yeah. Then I got into pad football. We were doing a lot of running the first day. I'm like, nah, this is better than playing basketball. So I stick with football at first. Decent. I really didn't take it serious at first. I was young. I wasn't working out.
I feel like even starting at youth though, like your path was different. Just like you didn't play like the flashy position. Like you wasn't playing like off rip. You wasn't playing quarterback or getting mad running back reps. So like, how did that feel? Like not even like totally being in the spotlight and then slowly growing.
At first, as the game was growing on me, I didn't know. I was still learning at a young age. I was still playing games, like playing video games. That's where my heart was at. And then as I got older, chilling with you, Sophion, I started to see, so I started to work out. Then I said, I have to change my game around. That's when I started to take football serious.
It's funny because, you know, the joke early on was that you had 2 left feet. You know what I mean? And then how you go from having 2 left feet to playing high school running back and recruited to go to college to play running back?
Coach Alex, he built my confidence up. He had me in, and then he put me back at running back. He saw I was explosive, so I just started to work on my game more with Coach Alex. So when I started to go to high school, my freshman year, I was actually working out. That was me. I had to actually work out and put my mind to the game so I could excel.
So you feel like before it was kind of like, all right, like we just playing, I got games, I'm going to them, and then it had to transform from like, all right, now this is more like business, like I got something to prove, I got something to do now.
Yeah, it was more business because I ain't want to be no slack. I ain't just want to just be a player on the team or just be on the sideline or just to be this, what it used to be, 6 plays and out.
NPR player, baby.
Never wanted to be NPR. I never wanted to be the NPR, so I had to change that around.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really took it serious after I argued with my dad about working out. Me and him used to go at it, working out. I'm like, nah, why I'm arguing with my dad? He just wants the best for me. So I started taking it serious then. So, because before we just go to practice, play games. Now it was, you got to do the extra stuff. You got to go to practice, work out after practice, even work out when you don't want to work out.
So would you say that it seems like working out was big for you? Would you tell someone else, like, if there was one thing that you had to tell them, it would be working out to not automatically get you better, but put you in a better position, or would it be something else?
Yeah, working out and knowing the game of football, because hard work beats talent any day. So if you're working out and you're working on your craft every day, you're going to get that shine.
That's what's up. So, you know, 8th grade year, you know, you're coming out of a program that, you know, has allowed us some pretty heavy name schools where kids have gone to.
Heavy name.
When you went to the process of trying to pick a high school, what made Step In Act the choice for you? And just talk to us about the 4 years you spent there, what the experience was like, and, you know, just let the public know what that was like for you.
To go to Hayes, but I knew all my friends.
Really?
Yeah. When I was really young. When I before Yavin went to high school, I wanted to go to Hayes. And I was like, I changed my mind as a growing up because all my friends go to Hayes. I wanted to branch off and go to a new environment, explore something new. So I went to Step In Act. When I went to my visit to Step In Act, all the kids, they was down to earth. Even the kids that I never knew before, never seen a day in my life, they was greeting me, how you doing? And they were just, to me, it was open arms. So I felt the love when I went. That's what made me choose. My 4 years in high school, it was fun. Freshman year, it was fun. It was kind of new. I had to take the Metro North. So it was like...
How'd you feel about this last previous year with you having to play and go to school like with the COVID thing? Because I was already out by the time.
It was kind of hard at first because you're doing your work online, so you're not going into class. So yeah, you really have to stay focused on doing your work. Cause you could, if you wanted to, you could just wake up and skip class.
Was it the same way like that for football? Like dudes was like, alright, like we might show up this day or that day, or was it more?
Yeah,
like,
it was mostly it was definitely like that because we didn't know, but we didn't know we was having games or not.
Yeah.
So people wasn't even showing up to practice, and as a captain, I had to show up. So it wasn't just like I had to I could have just said I want to focus on Army West Point then because I was already committed. But I wanted to, in my senior year, would have been losing a chip the last year. So like I wanted to smooth this.
Yeah. So you even that was big for you, right? You said as a leader, even though you didn't want to be there, and a bunch of guys was like, oh, there's not going to be any games, because that's what we was talking about on previous episodes, how everything's up in the air and not knowing. But you say having to stick to it and tell, like you even had to tell guys like, look, like, all right, we got to show up. Yeah. And then I did have a little season. So and then how was that? What did that went?
It was great because we had a young team, so just to help them groom them for the next year, because they have a tough schedule next year, to help kids, to see them, like a lot of kids said they look up to me, so like that was shocking because it's like
you didn't even know that.
Yeah,
be like that.
Just to talk to them, build a bond with them, because I really didn't know the kids from freshman year throughout my high school. I really didn't know some of the kids. To actually build a bond with them, a life-lasting bond, was great. That's what the thing I made the kids for, is to build a life-lasting bond with my teammates. And that's what I feel like we have, because they could text me to this day and ask any questions, call me, check up, just like that. And it's vice versa with them.
Of course.
So, if you could do one thing over throughout your process of getting to where you are, and clearly we don't think you did anything wrong because the output landed you right where you need to be, but if there was one thing that you could say, well, if I could change this, I'd do this a little bit differently, what do you think it would be?
I'll put emphasis on is really working out at a young age. Instead of waiting and telling people that I have to do this, just really working out at a young age and really staying focused and staying on that path is working out, because school was never like a problem for me. School was just gotta stay on top of your work, and it was that easy for me.
You had the fortune of having a dad that moves and shake, does a lot of traveling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the potential of this new venture, man, going into West Point, the potential? Does it make you nervous? Is it something that you gung-ho for, ready to take on?
I'm nervous because I'm gonna miss all my parents. Cause I'm gonna miss my mom, my pops, my dad right there, my brothers. I'm really nervous for. Other than that, I'm not really nervous about going to Army West playing what they have, because I'm already.
I actually been there before too. I went up there for a lacrosse camp 2 years ago, I think, and it was good. It was good vibes. But I was just there for that camp. But that really surprised me though, because all of that extra, you say you gotta serve after, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that guy, but I respect that.
Yeah, but before I committed, I had cold feet, because it's like you're making a big commitment. So it's like, do I really want to do this? I'm like, I sat there, had deep thoughts in myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, because there's benefits after, and you serve for my country. And it's not I'm just gonna be stranded where I gotta figure it out. They're gonna put me in that route, and it's for me to kick down the doors. So that's why I really chose that school.
Good stuff. So in closing, we always ask guys to pay it forward, to leave some words of wisdom to the next generation. So to the next up, Jayden Jenkins, the kid that is getting ready to be 6, 7 years old, or the 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, or even the high school kid. What is your message to those guys of encouragement or motivation to inspire them to keep going?
First, be a student athlete, student first. Make sure you stay on top of your education, because you can't get recruited with poor grades. So if you want to be that top dude, stay on top of your education.
Good stuff, man. Listen, it's all love. Appreciate you coming up. And I can't wait to go up to West Point to see you lay that wood, kid.
Guys.
Dog, I really hope people are really enjoying the interviews we're bringing. So far, I would like to constantly comment on the fact that all of these kids are dynamic students first. They're picking the schools they want to go to. That is so cool. Parents, please pay attention to what we're putting down here. These students are about their books first, and it's paving the way for the football. Whereas we've done it reverse our whole lives. Let's let football take care of what we need. The student athlete is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Shout out to all of them.
Definitely. And just, a lot of people have feelings about football particularly. There's a lot of, negative buzz out there. But, having a front row seat and seeing a lot of these young men go through maturity and go through the process of setting goals, having setbacks, and still, being able to figure out how to get it done, to me, that's a microcosm of life. So, you can feel however you want to feel about football, but the goal at the end of the day is always for us to take life lessons from the experiences and, to make young men and young ladies who participate in competitive sport able to have the tools necessary to apply them to the next stages of their lives. Everybody's not going to the league. Some people are going to go on and run corporations and do other great things. And, this is part of the building block process.
Yes.
It's a new year, man. It's 2022, and New York City football has kind of had somewhat of a shift. A team that kind of chipped away in Iona Prep managed to win their, first AAA championship. I'm really looking forward to football this upcoming fall because the usual suspects, I believe, are still going to be there. But you have a lot of people that are trying to argue to put their name in the hat for consideration.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sure enough. All right, man. Well, we ain't going to hold this up too long. Off the Grid. Remember to continue watching us and supporting us on all social media outlets. I'd like to give a shout out to my partner one more time, Roddy. Keep doing your thing, bro.
That's right. Manhattanville Lacrosse coming soon. We're gonna have some raw footage for you when that season starts. A little crossover, football to lacrosse.
Football to lacrosse. Off the Grid.
Yeah, off the grid, stand up. As we see, Black Elvis, Roddy, OG, it's wavy. Look, started from the bottom, so we off the grid. Tryna make it to the top, we soon live off the grid. Had dreams of making teams, I was just a kid. But we off the grid, yeah, we off the grid. On the come up, so we off the grid. Had dreams of the league, we was all just kids. And the bulls from the underground, they often miss the podcast, bringing light so they don't call it quits. Now pass the rock, I'm open on the 10. They call me wavy in the red zone for the win. Then do your dance on them, raise the roof, we got the fans roaring. Catch a pick and then do it again. Chicago ain't my home, but I can't bear to see us lose. Playing rough like Emmitt Smith, I'm bringing 22s. I move smooth through the traffic like convertibles. Try to play me man to man and I'ma have to prove you. Look good, feel good, play good. Only talking prime time, I need to pay good. Was more than just a game, we wasn't from the same hoods. The ball kept us off the block, had to try to remain good. Started from the bottom, so you know we off the grid. Trying to make it to the top, so we live off the grid. Had dreams of making teams, I was just a kid. Oh, we off the grid? Yeah, we off the grid.